do.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, it's coffee hour, so there's no agenda here. We're hanging out. Um, the email should be going out in 10 minutes. And there's a whole super duper sequence all week. And yeah, so I had all these bonuses. That's why I was yesterday. I'm like, why do I have no calls booked on my calendar? There was 75 people registered for this thing, and like 25 people showed up. And I had
Nice.
all these awesome bonuses. Like somebody should have booked a call.
Right.
It's one person. Come on. So yeah, I went in and looked. I'm like, man, I wonder if can see how many people watched that replay. And it's like, oh, zero. Oh, nobody got an email. Okay.
Oh my.
Well, guess we'll fix that. So I extended all the bonuses out for the whole week. Like,
Good.
Nice.
just gonna see if anybody
I'll buy a cup
wants
of
to go
these.
watch it. Because
I
there
will.
was like, was that you that texted me or was that Lisa? You guys were, because you guys are both in the M6. You had like an M6
Right?
text
Right.
chain group or something.
Lisa was talking you up in the group, and then I was giving her the absolutely Brandon is awesome. So we were
Well, I appreciate you guys.
working to see if I heard Shannon is bringing her daughter to work with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I
She
started
sent a
working with
message
Shannon's daughter
yesterday that
yesterday.
yes. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it went pretty well. We did a 90-minute session, which I don't do very often, and it was awesome. I
Nice.
would definitely do more of those. Because an hour is great, but especially for that first session, man, 90 minutes just gives you so much more room to work.
Yeah.
And even then, like we could have kept going. She was running out of fuel a little bit, I think. So she's definitely got some issues hanging around since that concussion. But um, she's awesome. Fun. We had a fun time. Young
Yeah.
athletes are fun,
Yeah.
and they're so motivated sometimes.
Yeah.
She definitely is.
Yeah. I think yeah. She might fall in the category of like like there's the non-motivated, there's the enough motivated, and then there's like the push, like I'm just gonna push through because I'm so motivated.
Mm.
She might tip a little into even that. I know they're really good at their sports.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen her recruiting videos, and she is. So I was surprised at how well she moves for 6 feet tall.
Yeah. And a lot of that happened recently. Like that
Yeah,
there was a big growth spurt.
especially because of that. So yeah, she's got a bright future ahead of her. So
Nice.
we're gonna get her squared away because this concussion and vision stuff can be. I'm actually just rereading this book. You guys know this book, See to Play?
It's on my list. Do you know I couldn't get it as an audiobook, and I've
Mm.
still been really timid to go back into reading,
Yeah,
but
understand.
it's on my list. That and there's another one. That's a Dr. Malillo book about autism that I can't get on audio. So those are my two. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and start reading again, test out my stamina. But there's a lot of stuff for athletes in that one, right? It's a lot
This
of
one's it's primarily focused on athletes. The subtitle is The Eyes of Elite Athletes.
okay.
And he worked primarily with professional athletes. Um, so, but it's applicable to everyone, of course, but the context is like this is what elite looks like. Like, let's train you up to reach your potential, wherever that is.
Yeah.
Um, but that's the workshop I'm going to do this month is vision training for athletes. I don't know. You could help me with this, Kate. I'm still struggling. I don't know if it will ever go away. Um, because I have people that are still struggling. because they don't view themselves as athletes. So when I talk about vision training for athletes, they feel they self-select out of it.
Yeah.
And on the one hand, I don't want to do that because I want everybody to be involved and everyone to learn and to benefit from it because, of course, it's not just for athletes, it's really for everyone. But I also have to niche myself and I want to work with athletes because that's who I am and that's what I know best. And it's the mindset that I'm really looking for.
Yeah.
Um, but even still, I'm like, what should I call this? Vision training for sports performance, vision training for athletes. I still have this hesitation, like, ah, man, should I just do something else, just more general vision training? And I usually just like, just stop thinking about it, put it to
Well,
the side, but
if you want to talk through it, I'm all down for that.
sure. Um, because I have I mean, I kind of just said it, like if I'm gonna go all in on something, I want it to be athletes.
Right.
But even within that, I kind of took a stand in the athletes in pain kind of area. And um, maybe one question is like, even within that, should I be focusing my vision training on like pain relief specifically, or is it fine to just do vision training for athletes? Here's the other thing too, is I worked with a strength and conditioning team and some of their athletes from Montana State University last summer.
Nice.
I helped a few of their athletes, that were experiencing pain or coming back from injuries. And he's a little bit familiar. I presented to their whole staff on um, just on neuro in general and how it can help them. And we actually did some vision training to like quick wins. Like, here, do this one vision drill and see how much your balance or your range of motion improves. And it's like vision's like one of those things that just blows people's minds when you can get it right.
Yeah.
And he actually requested a product like vision training for athletes. So that's part of this too, is like there's already a want out there for something like this. So like he is one person I really want to be involved in this. He wanted it this summer and I, had triplets and stuff, so I did not create that product.
I think you get a pass for that.
Yeah, but that's something that I definitely want to do at some point. But anyway, I don't know. What do you think about all that?
The thing that's screaming at me is people have to be motivated enough to do it, whatever it is, right? So when you say,
Mhm.
I want to open this up, I don't want people to miss out on this, right? Like, do I do it for athletes? Do I make it more general because people self-select out? The thing that I hear with that is, okay, you have a point and you could add something like your inner athlete or something to make it more inclusive, right? Like maybe you identify with that on the inside, but you don't kind of portray that anymore. Or so you could open that broader up. But then what's their motivation to actually want to do it? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, if you're really focusing it for athletes in pain, I'm I not everybody is this way. I am definitely like the person who likes to market to the laser point and have the super niche
Mm-hmm.
rather than the bigger funnel, which has been tripping me up this whole time because I'm like, I gotta find my laser point, but I don't have enough experience in the funnel to even know what I want that to be. If
Mm-hmm.
you're already at like athletes, and I mean, you already have athletes and now you have vision training.
Yeah.
And regardless of whether they're in pain or they're not in pain, I think, how do you feel about this? Like, vision is the most important thing in their sport because whatever it is, they have to be reactive. And
Yeah.
that's right. So if you've already gotten a request for that. And if you focus on athletes and focus on what are they going to get out of it that's going to motivate them enough to put in the work, because vision training is not easy,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not like I do a couple like Buteyko breathing things and you're like vision training, you got to work at it and there's a sequence and
Mhm.
you got to be diligent over time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the real motivation? I think they need a real motivation, whatever niche it is. It can absolutely be tying your vision to getting out of pain, or it can be the absolute up leveling of your sport, whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's both. And you could easily tie those two together, right? Obviously, pain blocks your potential
Right.
and any kind of performance. So, but the person that you're speaking to is the same person,
Correct. And
whether
what's
they're
the
thinking
real
or not.
motivator?
And the real motivator is essentially like reaching your potential. And your vision is the most important thing. Like,
And might tear off into what kind of, depending on what segment of athletes you want to work with too. Because it's like,
yeah,
okay, depending on how far down you really want to niche this, in
and
my
also
opinion, it's a
life,
hell of a lot easier to talk to people when you know exactly who you're talking to.
and
And there's
they're,
like 10 variations of that person. There's
yeah,
like this
100%.
person. So
And
like
that's what I'm
depending on
trying to, well, in that vein, like lifelong athletes is the delineator I use. Lifelong, meaning they're probably done with their, um,
sports career.
yeah, their career in athletics. But they realize that that pursuit of their athletic potential never ends. It may shift, and their goals in life may shift. They may be more focused on their family and career now, but they understand that the pursuit of that is foundational to everything, to their performance in every aspect of their life, their family life, their career, everything comes back to that. So when they improve that, everything else gets better. So that's like the person underneath, like the lifelong athlete.
Yeah. Which I'm actually seeing now your evolved athlete being very like two sides of the same coin, right? Evolved as in bringing in more of these evolved kind of neuro tools, and also evolved as in like they're evolving through these different stages of their
Exactly. You
athleticism.
get it? Why
Yeah.
doesn't you
Well,
get like
well,
how do I communicate that to the world?
I don't know. I'm not the average bear. I don't know. No, seriously. I think that can be conveyed though. Um,
Yeah.
because till you were laying it out like that, I hadn't seen it from both sides of the coin, you know? And
Yeah.
maybe using something like your inner athlete is not necessarily a bad thing then in that case.
No, not at
Because
all. I like that.
you're appealing to that drive, that ambition, that motivation, that spark in them more so than their physique or what they do on a weekend or how much that becomes part of their life. It's still part
Yeah.
of their mentality and their being.
Yeah, it's an identity.
So
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know, play around with that. I don't know what you think about something that's more
It's definitely an
sensor
angle.
focus.
It's an angle to talk about for sure. Yeah. Um, and you can even tie that to vision. Like a part of vision training is visualization,
Yeah.
your inner vision, your mind's eye. You know what I mean? And that's where the identity piece can come in.
All right, let me ask you something. So if you had to, I hate these, but I'm going to do it to you anyway. You don't have to answer. So if I'd say, give me your ICA, is it, like somebody who's like,
What's
if
it
I'm
to see
gonna,
it?
like your ideal client avatar. So
Oh,
like I don't know, just give me the real, the bullshit of like, they're 37, they've got this kind of a job, they live in this kind, just humor me.
sure. Yeah.
Do you have that kind of like
Mm-hmm.
vision?
Yeah. So, okay. Um, it's a man, 38 years old, has a wife, 2 kids, played college lacrosse, since that's a new sport I just started learning about.
Give it
And
to
then,
me.
yeah, played college lacrosse at a high level, and um, graduated into uh, a career as an entrepreneur. In the past 10 years, he's been working his ass off, building a business, but still trying to maintain a level of sports performance and fitness, um, but dealing with pain and injuries, and had some hits to the head in college. His business is doing well. Um, so he's making like $250,000 or more a year. His family is comfortable, but he knows that there's something missing, and he knows it has to do with the person that he used to be and what he felt at that time, like being like a high performing athlete, and that identity that came with that he feels like he's kind of lost a little bit. And the aches and pains that come from a career in high level athletics, and then some issues that he has a sneaking suspicion might be coming from his brain and former head injuries.
Okay. That was great. And I encourage you to go back and rewatch. Never thought I'd get to say that to you. You're always saying that to me. Okay. I have some thoughts, but let's just roll with this while you're on the road here. How do you come in and help that person specifically?
Well, I mean, do you mean like the nuts and bolts and the mechanisms, or
So you have this guy that you just described to me.
yeah?
So instead of me, I'm all of this.
Okay.
He's sitting in front of you and you're like, hey man, I get you. Because I see a lot of you in this over here. Maybe not the 2 kids in the lacrosse, but I know you know this person
Kids in football,
intimately.
pretty similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting across from you, an old version of you to some degree,
Pretty much, yeah.
and you're trying to be like, hey man, you gotta come over to this side. Like this is what this has to offer, and this is how you get your spark back. This is how you get out of pain so you can be the husband, be the dad, right? But
Mhm,
also fill that, you know, lacrosse or football size hole.
mhm, exactly.
But I have to say, I'm not really getting that from what I see you put out. Because well, it doesn't matter if I swear. There's a fuck ton of heart in what you want to do and who you're talking to.
Mhm.
And I'm not feeling like that's who you're speaking to when you're talking. I feel like you're speaking a lot broader
Yeah, this
because,
is this is the crux of my problem in business
okay,
right now.
well,
Yeah.
you're working it out. You're working it out in real
Yeah.
time. Because if you are talking to somebody who is wearing all of the hats, right?
Mhm.
And they like they want to feel that rush, that flow, that kind of, right, that whatever it is. I can't speak to it because, but like I hear it when you talk about playing football and the camaraderie and just the, you know, the probably like the sense of having that ability to even do those things, right? To have the physical capacity to go out and be at that high level. But you're talking about somebody who wants to be at that high level in all of their buckets. They want to be at that high level as being a dad. They want to be at that high level as showing up as a partner. They want to be at that high level in creating and sustaining their business. And they want to be at that high level for their own personal athleticism, performance, mind, body, spirit.
Mhm.
That's a so
It's all work.
I said something similar to Matt, and I'm thinking about it with you. So I said to Matt at the last day of live training, I said, you didn't ask for this, and this isn't your wish. But if I had my wish, I said, I see how he shows up in NSI.
Mhm.
You don't fully get the Matt that you get at Next Level Neuro, right? He's a little bit more contained and,
I've never seen it, but
careful,
yeah, I know
right?
what you're saying.
Um, So, and then there's the Next Level Neuro version, which is all the athleticism stuff, but you don't get the Matt that's talking about mindset. Some like we were getting more in the recovery group, the
Mhm.
mindset, the trauma lens, that softer side of Matt, right?
Mhm.
So I said, like, this again, isn't your wish, but my wish would be someplace where you could like bring those things together and be fully you in a space, you know?
Mhm.
And
That's
for
my wish as
you,
well.
what?
That's my wish as well.
So, I mean, I was like, well, I dub you. I don't know what you're going to do with it. You don't have to care. But so for you, like spending all of the time that we have spent in the recovery group with you and knowing how well you can hold space and just how much emotional intelligence you have and how amazing you are at really connecting dots for people, right? I don't feel like enough people are getting to see that of you. Like I feel like we're like Zoe, if you can still hear me, we're one of the like the chosen few, I think, who gets to, you know, be privy to that every week. But the general population, oh, she unmuted. Yeah, she's gonna back me up. But the general population that you're trying to reach, I don't think they're getting that from you.
Yeah,
And that
I agree.
that person might be great for the 20 some year old, but the later 30s who's got the bigger vision, who's got the kids, who's got like their world much more opened up, but they also have a lot more on their shoulders because of it.
Mhm.
I don't know. And again, I'm not a guy. So, take this or leave this. But I see a lot of, as a woman who has supports and can freely talk because it's more acceptable as a woman, I feel like guys need that. They need something there that's going to be like, hey, this is supportive. We've got like real pressure. This is real stuff. And we still have like an inner need to still want to be our best
Yeah,
and not pour it into everything and not have anything left for us. Like,
saying I need to focus on men's work.
why not?
No reason.
I mean,
I
this
mean
is
that is the
this is
question.
what you told me. I'm just
You have
gonna.
a, and in my mind, at first I was gonna say it's a genderless person at 38 years old
But
because I
you
didn't
did.
want to exclude women, but you are
I'm
like
all
the
about
10th
that.
person that has said indirectly or directly like men's work, like focusing on men specifically because
I
of that exact thing, because there's not a lot of room for it. And it's getting better these days, but
yeah.
in recent past, it's been a really hard thing to be a man, especially of a certain um, background and like, to be perfectly honest, of a certain race. And they're not allowed to be men. And to be masculine was to be toxic.
Right.
Right. And so that, like, I see that need, and I have some friends that have gone down that path, and it's very fulfilling for them and great. The reason I haven't focused exclusively on that is because of the same things we've been talking about. Niching too far down, quote unquote, is scary. And yeah, so I'm definitely open to that. And even if I didn't outright say it, it's interesting because what I've been doing, which clearly is not working very well in my marketing, because I'm not getting a lot of interest, but what I do get is like 75% women. And a lot of the people that are saying this to me are women,
Yeah.
which is fascinating. But I am in total agreement with everything that you're saying. My biggest frustration is just that. It's showing up authentically to the masses and talking to a person so that they self-select and qualify themselves and like, that's me. And then, they want to come into my world. I have in the past, I think this is part of the resistance, is when I first started this online journey, I really went head first and I wanted to talk about identity, mindset, purpose, meaning, and all of these things. And especially because I was learning a lot about flow states at that time. And the mentors that I had at that time were so nuts and bolts, like they were really just fitness coaches. They're like, get away from the mindset stuff. Stop talking about it. You need to talk about losing 20 pounds. And you need to do this and this. And really, like, I spent a lot of money on advertising. I did a lot of work on social media, and I got good feedback on the mindset and identity stuff, but they were not good clients. They were people that were really struggling, and I could not help them because they were in a place that either they just didn't have the money, or they were really in a place where they were not ready to take the action that I needed them to take. And so I got very discouraged, to be honest. That first summer after COVID, 2020, during COVID, I guess, it was really hard time for me. I lost everything. My gym shut down. I was straight in survival, and I made a hard pivot and invested everything I had into mentorship and advertising. And I lost it all. And I've literally been struggling ever since, trying to get back, ups and downs and everything else. And a lot of that, mindset work I've been trying to, do here and there, but, I think there's still some resistance there from that, and some other prior experiences that I've had that make me very nervous. But logically and rationally, I see like that's got to be the way. That's the only way forward, is to really focus and talk to one person and one person only, like and to really just kind of exclude everyone else, at least at first.
What about a men's only workshop? You don't have to, you're not, it's a
Yeah.
trial. So
Yeah.
you're not like shifting, but you're like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm going to do this workshop. It doesn't have to be men's, whatever.
No, that's actually a great idea, because I can test the market and see if there's really a need for it and if people will resonate. That's great. It's a low barrier to entry. I
You
don't
can
have to
talk
go.
to your person, and you can talk about all of the things you just said. Like, you can talk about the mindset. You can talk about those aches and pains that might be keeping them from doing the things that really get them going,
Mhm.
right? If you're hitting at that, whatever the point is that's going to make them be like, okay, this is what's missing. Like, because you're also talking about an age in a situation where a lot of stuff, it's like it is that life pivot, right? You've been working your ass off, you're trying to do all the things. You can only really sustain that, male or female, at that high level without something giving at some point. And if you're catching them at where you want to catch them, where they're really starting to see that like this is not sustainable, but I have not bottomed out yet, so I still have the ability to make change. I'm not too far down the hole to need, like, you know, to be rescued out of it. I still have enough in the tank to make these changes,
Hmm.
but I'm far enough along to see that if I don't change something now, I can't sustain this
Yeah,
longer.
right.
Something is going to give.
That's like every one of them to a T that I've worked with so far, whether they're 35 or 55.
Yeah.
Eventually they hit a burnout point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. September. Here we go. Men's workshop. I could possibly even do it. No, we're doing vision in August. Stay the course.
Stay the course and, play that the way you wanted to do it. And then, yeah, I say for your own confidence level. And like you said, I mean, of course you're going to be gun shy going into something like that after what you've already put in, right? Like,
Oh, there's a lot of imposter syndrome already coming up.
yeah. But I mean,
But really, I've done, like, when I really think about it, a substantial amount of work in that area.
you've lived that area.
Yeah, I've
Look at
lived
all
it,
the stuff that,
experienced it, I've read
yes.
the books, I've done, yeah.
And beyond that, think about everything else that you bring to the table. You have embodied this, right?
Mhm.
And just think about everything that you've been talking about over the course of the last like month or so with everything that's happened in your world. And the being able to look back and see all of these things that you have changed and overcome and pivoted and shifted at a lot of behaviors, a lot of patterns. You are the epitome. I mean, if there's somebody who is going to be able to speak to that, it is somebody who was not only on the cover of, Sports Illustrated, but also is there cradling his 3 little babies and wanting to pull this all together so his wife can stay home and be with her babies. Like,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that is your trajectory. It's what you've done.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah,
No imposter there, just
sure.
random day.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Because you're right.
This is Karen. Kate, what you're
Take care.
saying is awesome. Um, Obviously, Brandon, you have a fantastic resume. I'm curious, do you have relationships, or have you been cultivating relationships with current um, college coaching staffs? That's a huge, huge market all over the country. There are different universities and they have
Yeah.
coaching teams in all kinds of different sports. So are you able to target that also? Because somebody in that knows that they have some gifted athletes that need to be unleashed. Something's kind of
Mhm.
holding them back, or they
Mhm.
have some that are average athletes that they're open for the potential of them becoming who they can be. But I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah, it's a great question. I do have a very good relationship with one,
Mm,
the head strength and performance coach at Montana State University. He
mm-hmm.
was my college roommate. And
Oh,
yeah, and we played football together throughout high school and college. He's a close friend of mine. So yeah, I worked with some of their athletes last year. The 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 roadblock we're running into right now is that the universities have certain budgets that they get,
okay.
and what we do in the neuro world is unproven clinically. And so because of the university setting and their, rigid kind of rules, he himself would be all about hiring me personally to come in, work with their athletes, work with the team. But he's not the head of the department. And that guy is kind of old school. But that said, we've done some pretty good case studies at this point, and we have it's just a longer process that, to be perfectly honest, I haven't had a lot of time to really dedicate myself to. But you're right, that's a huge, I mean, the potential there is crazy, both for, my business and the neuro trainer kind of industry in general, and more importantly, for these athletes to be the best that they can be, reach their potential, and do it in a way that's really much safer and just better all around, for their sport and for after. So yeah, a whole lot of upsides. But it's been, in my experience so far, and Matt actually warned me of this, Matt and Kathy, when I told them I was kind of dabbling in the university setting, that they've had lots of struggles too, trying to get into universities in any kind of aspect, just in a teaching role or working with athletes directly. There's just a lot of red tape. And so, to be honest, it's just easier to work in this like private sector
Mm-hmm.
with people
That
that
makes sense. Yeah.
but, a lot of these kids, at least well, not a lot, a few of these kids at the higher level programs, if you get on their radar, they're making a lot of money now.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of opens the doors a little bit to where at least the more elite level ones might be looking for something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So again, there's a lot of opportunity there. You're absolutely right. I have a few
Yeah.
relationships, but I've been more focused on building relationships more locally and within the neuro world, that can refer, like chiropractors and PTs. They're a
Mm-hmm.
little bit easier entry, and they have at least a cursory understanding, so they're more open to it sometimes. Strength coaches can be harder to get on board with something like this because it seems kind of weird or woo-woo or something.
Yeah.
Until they,
It's just when you get in the right network, and Kate probably knows this, it'll just pop.
yeah, yeah. And
It's just when. It's timing. Yeah, it's timing.
Kate put in the chat too, to be the coach's coach, which is also something I've been like struggling with.
Uh-huh.
I've seen people like Missy Bunch who shifted from working with clients to just working with coaches.
Mhm.
And now she only does business coaching just because that's kind of what the market has been
Mm-hmm.
telling her. And I'm starting to see more of the people coming my way. At least half of them now are coaches I'm starting to work with, either personally on
That's great.
issues, or because they want to learn more about how they can use these methods with their clients.
Awesome. And see, it's just like both Karen and myself are dancers, so the neural makes sense. So it's got to be somebody else in all the other arenas that they come from, that when they hear about it, it just makes sense. I need to tap into this because they've tapped into it at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And
Yeah.
and along that line, if you do something, just say you do a workshop and you're talking to this person that you outlined.
Mhm.
you're going to be able to use a lot more metaphors and a lot more language that makes sense and resonates with them specifically, so that it does click and make sense faster.
That is the ultimate power of niching down like that.
Yeah.
Being so specific and describing everything they're going through. Yeah. So that's my mission is in this. So in this vision workshop that I'm going to start promoting, I'm going to make it for that person. All my content this month is going to that person. So love you guys, but if it doesn't feel like it applies to you, that's on purpose. But
Care and encouraged.
yeah. But also, if you don't think it applies to you, maybe ask why. Do I not view myself as an athlete? Why not? It's usually the one I come up against the most.
Do you have any intention on making any of the targeting, like you said, I mean, you put in there head traumas as an athlete.
Yeah.
Do you have any intention of putting some of it out there in that direction of like,
Yeah. Some of the content will be surrounding that. Like I have when I was making notes, the first part of any good marketing is like making them understand, helping them understand why this is even important or applies to me at all.
right?
And some of those things are, first of all, sits right atop the neural hierarchy. It's the most important sensory system for your brain. And some estimates say 80% of perceptual input for sports specifically is visual. Okay, so you got the sports angle there. If your visual correction is off by even 1 point, your reaction time will be significantly reduced. 66% more nearsightedness over the last 30 years. So our vision is just getting worse and worse and worse.
And glasses are promoted big time.
Yeah, for sure. And vision changes almost 100% of the time after concussion.
Mm.
So it needs to be rehabilitated or at least looked at and assessed, right? And this one was crazy. The single best fitness score that correlates to the chances of making it in the NHL specifically, which this would go for pretty much every sport, is the results from the combine vision tests. That's the single score that correlates the most on whether you make it to professional or not. Is how your vision is your vision. So, those are just some of the reasons why. And concussion or head injuries, any head injuries in the past is right up there at the top of that list.
Can I be a pain in the ass and chime in?
Yeah, please.
All right. So suggestion, those are all great. And for a couple of them, have you ever tried ones that are like, they're going to call out the person? So for me, for the vision and the concussion, right? Like if I would have read something that would have said, did you, this is random, but like, did you used to love to read and now you find yourself falling asleep when you read? Something instead of trying to get them to connect the dots, you're like, wait, yeah, I didn't know. Is that a problem? Like, I wondered why that happened. I just figured I was getting older. Or maybe let's do something.
Getting older bullshit is a great angle too. But so
but
what would you
like,
call that? It's like more
you're more like technically, well, like you're getting them to self-identify, and the word is escaping me, but you're getting them to self-identify. So you're catching their attention right away because you're not asking them to connect the dots with what you're telling them. Like you can present facts, but I think people see so many facts anymore that unless there's like a direct hit to why that fact matters to me, it's just going to be like, oh, wow, that's That's pretty cool. Or I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So
And
like
let's
these facts are great, but how does it actually show up in their life?
Yeah. So you could lead with the how does it show up in your life and then follow up with a fact. Try some different ones out and see, but see if you can catch them like maybe something that they didn't know is happening to them every single freaking day means that there's a problem with their vision, which is why they should come to the workshop because, like, and you can follow up with all of the facts. Like, this is why this score is the single most important score when trying out for the NHL because vision has, it's everything to do about it, whatever it is. You can tie it in with your facts and still keep your focus, but like maybe find some things that your population, that athletic population might be struggling with in their daily life, in their sports athletic life, and tie it back to could have been a previous head injury when you played sport. Almost 100% of concussions have visual problems, but you're leading with something that gets them with a
Feeling.
more of an emotional component,
Yeah.
something they're connected to, then you hit them with the fact to just
Yeah.
put the bow on it.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, try it. See if it
Oh, well,
compares.
I know it works. Yeah, but I get lost in the facts. And miss that connection sometimes. So that's really good advice. Thank you.
I mean, you have had enough head injuries too to know you could rattle your own list of all of the funky stuff you were dealing with,
Yeah, for sure.
or just even the feeling exhausted over things that shouldn't make you tired,
Mhm.
right? That your eyes are using up way too much fuel.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're not just getting older, your vision needs help because you did all of these things when you were an athlete or currently experiencing. But yeah, you won't have to change everything, but start dabbling and
It's just a little different spin.
testing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and can I say before I have to go that Brandon, like on Thursdays at the beginning of those calls, and even when you're on this call, you really show you, especially the first few minutes before you start recording.
Those are the best.
They are.
That's why you all got to get here live.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think you did that on Friday.
Cool. Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to hearing the replay. And I will give you, I think Karen, and we will give you our honest opinion if it is as good, because it was
Okay.
excellent. And you
Thank
got
you.
great questions. You fielded
I
them well.
know. They were so good. That's the
Yes.
biggest. I
Mhm.
wish I would have recorded just because some of those questions were so good.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So,
So
all
I'm
right.
upset in the second one. But
And Kate, you are amazing, is all I can say. You're just
Thanks, girl.
amazing. I enjoyed everything you had to say. Thank you. Beautiful.
yes, thanks for your coaching today, Kate. I appreciate it. Really, really good.
Give back whenever I can.
Yeah.
You have fans.
Yes, you
Yes.
do.
Uh,
Lots of fans.
Now we just need the money with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I gotta go teach stuff about stuff. We got live training this weekend, so should be fun.
Oh, baby. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have fun. See you on Thursday.
Yep. See you then. And thank you guys again for being here, for contributing, for your questions, for your comments, for everything. Love you all. Talk to you soon.
Love you guys too.
All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye.